Hello everybody, it's June 22nd and this is your Grand Portage Community Garden Update. I'll start out here with the tomatoes in this hoop house. They're all doing fairly decent. I've got a lot of this leaf curl and I'm not 100% sure if it's like over moisture or too much moisture. What's going on? I mean, this area is pretty wet and I got them really deep in the ground, so I don't know. They are making flowers though, and everything's looking pretty good. I mean, it's been getting down to the low 40s for the past few nights again. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, so far so good. I've been pruning them, taking the suckers off. This one's not looking too good, but all right, and then here's the peppers, which they are coming back from what they were, but you know, it's really slow up here. And actually it's been colder up here at night than down by the lake, so you know, it's really impacting all this stuff in a negative way. But yeah, surprisingly, I mean, these peppers are coming back pretty nicely. Even these little things that were completely toasted are starting. I don't know what they're going to produce, but I think they were sweet mini peppers. These plants are so small now, I doubt they'll become much, but here's this one that's should be dead, you would think, but it's come back. So as I was walking over here to the cucumber hoop house, I wanted to stop and look at these plum trees here, because I do see some, let me climb up here, some fruit there. And I vaguely remember last year this happening, but they weren't that big. I mean, you can see, let's see here. Some of them are turning yellow and just falling off. But here's a good shot. You know, some of these here are green, which looks like they're going to be plums, and then the other ones are yellow and they're just shriveling up, falling off. I mean, they just come right off. So the green ones seem to be on there pretty good. But yeah, just wanted to show you that. And there's what, 5 of them here. There was 6, but one of them died, so. And it's looking like these all have some sort of fruit on them. I mean, not a ton, but a decent, you know, amount. So here's the cucumber hoop house. And yeah, they're growing pretty fast. I got 4 different kinds in here. It seems like the pickling type, which I've got over here to the right, aren't growing as fast as these other ones, but I've got like some greenhouse cucumbers, some slicing cucumbers, some seedless cucumbers. So yeah, a little bit of a variety in here. And over here in the raised beds, things are growing pretty good, with one exception, and I'll get to that here. But I threw in some basil here at the end. I've got some spring mix, and again, this type of lettuce that's in here just gets really gone after by these little black beetles. And I mean, in this mix, it's pretty much all of it. It's this, spiny stuff, these ones, but then they don't touch this. Oh wait, there's this little spiny thing that they go after. But it's the same with Napa cabbage. Here's turnips. These are rutabagas, and they're not gonna grow for sure. So I threw some parsley and some peppers in there. Here's the exception. This is supposed to be full of beets. I mean, I should have done like 1 or 2 thinnings by now. And there's no beets. They're actually these golden beets, and I see these keep popping up, but those are not beets. That's some sort of grass. And so I guess I got to replant, but I was hoping not to do the Detroit Reds or whatever, because every year you just kind of get sick of them. But these carrots in here seem to be coming up pretty good. I've already harvested some radishes. These are about ready to get cleared out, so I can slap some lettuce in there. Looks like my little I replanted these gaps. Looks like it's filling in decently. That's nice. So over here, the garlic. Oh, it's already starting to. It's already making the scapes or whatever you call them. So I'll have to break all those off. I guess if you break them off, it makes the bulb bigger. So instead of going to seed, then they focus on the bulb, because garlic reproduced by that seed pod on the top or through the bulbs. And if you take the seed pod off, then it, focuses all of its energy on the bulbs. And yeah, the onions are doing pretty decently. Not as good as in the raised bed though. And the tomatoes aren't doing all that great. I don't really understand it. I put tons of compost in, and but they all did get some damages from not only being grown for too long. I started them way too early, and then they got really cold. So what can you do? I'm gonna swing back around over here and show these onions. Yeah, these onions are doing really good. They've turned around. I started making sure water management wasn't going to be an issue. I just was watering them a lot, and then of course we've been getting rain every couple days, decent amount. So all my squashes and stuff, because the temperatures have really gotten cold again, they're yellowing off, they're not growing. But hopefully things turn around here pretty quick. I mean, it's really hitting the watermelons hard. I see I've got some damage here of some kind. But yeah, here, I'll show you the watermelons, what they look like. I mean, they're just all wrinkled up, like way too cold. They're gonna die if this weather doesn't. I mean, this one's already dusted. That one. So, I mean, I might be better off just putting a seed in right now. I'll have to think about that. And here's another couple rows of tomatoes. I'm kind of thinking about setting this up where people can come and pick their own. Make it fun for families or whatever, but these tomatoes don't make a turnaround. I mean, these 2 rows are actually better than the first 2. But We'll see what happens here. And here I got a row of head lettuce, which is all coming in pretty good. And then here I got spring mix, like in that raised bed where it was one of each. I got that stuff that the bugs don't attack here, and the stuff that the bugs do attack here. So, man, it's always something. I set up these tomato cages since all my tomatoes got frozen out, and I had to figure out something else. I'm using these for peas. And going along with the whole you pick your own theme, I wanted to set this up so that maybe kids or whatever could just walk around them, or, you know, you can reach inside these, and look for peas. Or so I was trying to set it up with that in mind. And then, I wanted to show this Napa cabbage down here, which is just getting peppered with those little black beetles, man. The nightmare. Just pretty much gonna not grow this stuff anymore. I mean, it's not worth it. But the peas along this fence line here, they're all right. Here I got 4 rows of beans, and then the other half is corn. Let's see here. I wanted to check out how these pole beans are doing. These peas are looking pretty decent. Okay. There's some there. They're, yeah, good. There's some, these ones. I bet you they're having a problem getting down to the soil, or there's rocks under there or something. Let's see. These are all coming in. Oh yeah, they're coming in there too. Nice. All right, mission accomplished. All right, last thing I'll show here is this garden, which I've got potatoes there. It looks like I'm gonna have to replant some. So we had, really nice weather for the longest time, and I had stuff planted and things were growing. And basically what ended up happening is I got bush beans here that had come up, and when it got really cold for 3 days, it toasted them. And it's the same with the corn. So I already replanted beans here. And one of the problems is that some of this corn did make it. Like here's one that looks like it got damaged, from that. And so I think what I'm gonna do is come through here with the tiller and just try to go around some of the corn that's already there, and get all these weeds busted up, and replant it. Because if I don't replant it this week, I may as well not replant. And it's essentially the same thing everywhere. And this is all supposed to be corn, and there's hardly any coming up. The corn that is coming up looks pretty weak, but I mean, this should all be just filled with corn. And then the stuff I planted after that cold streak there, it seems to be coming up okay. But then there's rows that are completely empty, and I just don't understand that. So yeah, it's kind of just really sucks. You know, I got to go back through here and redo all this, tear up these drip lines, and, you know, till in some corn or try to avoid it and make, you know, it's just going to be a huge hassle. But right in here, I got to replant broccoli and cabbage because it all died from that frost too. Yeah, same here. I tilled this up for broccoli and cabbage. I've got a bunch. One of the problems I'm gonna have though is when I do plant it, it's gonna just get beat up by bugs and stuff. You know, it may or may not make it. So I waited. I took the biggest ones. They've got like 3-4 true leaves on them. So I'm hoping they're big enough to where they can withstand the onslaught. But these beans here are coming up nice. And again, back here, these were all potatoes that I planted in here, and for whatever reason, those particular types of potatoes that I planted didn't sprout. So I got to get in here and do something about that ASAP. So yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me here if I want to get this optimized. Well, y'all take care.